I'm about to do a very stupid thing. I know it's stupid, I know it, but I don't think I have a choice anymore. And I have to do it now, while I have the nerve and the will, while my hands are still steady. I'm sick. I've always been sick. Some days are better than others. When I was young, my parents prayed that might be just a precursor of the onset of epilepsy, but the seizures never came. I just can't trust myself. I see things. On some days, I can still hear them and smell them too. I would say that I'm used to them. After being a very possible combination of pills free doctors could come up with, I thought we'd finally find the right chemical key for the missing firing brain. It's been 6 years of stability, at relative normalcy, trading a few half-house for a tiny studio apartment, a collection of mostly tolerable side effects, and a steady job. I realize this probably sounds dull for most people, but I cherish every moment of that arching, aching, simple monotony. It all went bad at once. Friday morning I wake from the first dream I've had in years, a vivid phantasmagoria of colors and sounds, and begrudgingly leave my perfect and sterile, clean apartment for the short walk to work. I noticed it as soon as the elevator doors open and the unearthly stillness and silence in the heavy air. The front door of the complex is hanging open, unlocked and swinging gently, the finest trace of smoke drifting inward from the damp breeze. Outside on the wide streets are empty and bare. My mouth is suddenly dry, and I rock back on my heels, cresting and crippling a wave of panic and deja vu. This particular hallucination, the quiet and the smoke and the emptiness, was always my most frequent. I haven't had it in 6 years, but the familiarity of it stings. I shut my eyes tightly and jab my hand at the panels of the chipped buttons. Moments later, I am on the top floor, walking half blind the bath to my door with practiced familiarity. Once inside, I sit on my bed, gripping tight on the handle of my cane, eyes closed, breathing slow and steady, focused. Calm, clear, I open my eyes. I can't be outside like this. I know this. I was hit by a car when I was homeless, wandering dazed into the streets while my fevered mind was only emptiness. I need a replacement hit before I'm 40. I can hear the silvers of the bone grind a little with every labored step. I call my boss and leave him a terse message, apologizing for being ill to work today. I hold my breath as I open the one tiny window in my studio. It's so close to the building next to me. I can almost touch its brick wall. I can't see the street from the height and angle, but as I strain to lean out the window, sounds of yelling and a few whining engines drift up to me. The pale of unearthly quiet is broken, and I feel the great sense of relief, knowing that my episode was over. I am counting the pills orderly columns on the table, providing a fifth time to myself that I have taken my daily regimen. When I started to hear the screaming, it builds from far below, riding the struts and supports of the tower until it seems to emanate from the bones of the building. An hour later, the sounds seemed like they were right outside, horrid, terrified, inchoate clumps of half-formed words and pleas, punctuated by wet, ragged shrieks and heavy, muffled thudding. The breathing and relaxation exercises aren't helping, and I'm gripping on the edge of my bed, soaked in sweat. The idea appears fully formed in my mind. I need to barricade the door. I struggle to suppress it. It would be like giving up. All progress I've made would be for naught if I entertain the notion that the episode is real. But the screaming, this is a new one for me. There is a shuffle of movement outside, and the knob of the door twists violently and shudders against the deadbolt. I tried to climb out, but my throat is parched and only a dry croak comes out. The door starts to flex slightly as heavy blows land on the outside, and a mad gibbering chorus of voices spit out a strange nonsense of broken syllables. It only takes me a moment to decide now. I burst to my feet and throw all my weight onto the bookshelf, crashing into it with a bright white of bolt pain. It topples slowly, leaning at first like a tree, and then smashing it to the ground. On top of the bookshelf goes my desk and chairs, my hips screaming with each step. I collapse again on the floor, grasping for breath, and listen to the pounding subside and the horrid voices retreat. That was 2 days ago. They came back every day and scratch at the door, whispering that vile gibberish. Sometimes I allow myself to think that I could recognize the voices. The phone is dead and the power is out. When I lean out the window to yell for help, the only answer I get was the occasional shriek or elevating babble. When I was younger, when I was at my worst, my episodes would last for hours at most. I am a loss. I have very little food left, and the water pressure is already dropped. Laying in bed in the late summer heat, in a moment of near total silence, the inevitability of it occurs to me. If I stay, I'll starve. What happens to me on the other side of that barricade only depends on how sick I really am. I want to believe with this sudden desire I am just ill, simply and profoundly ill. The sureness of it swells up in me, and I feel suddenly awake and lucid. I need a doctor, surely, but soon the hallucination will lift, and my mind will heal. I just need to break through this. I need to go outside. I remove the bookshelf slowly, rotating away from the door gently to the rest of my other furniture. This is the right, I assured myself. This is healthy. I turn the deadbolt, put my hand on the handle, and try to suppress the rising terror in my guts. I give it a little pressure. Outside I hear a dry shuffling and a low rising murmur of unfathomable voices, and my surety drains from me, leaving only cold and naked horror in its place. My hand is on the door. I am about to do a very stupid thing.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.